All right, well, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome again to the Dojo Rapture Podcast. This is episode 3 today. My name is Orion, if you don't know, and today I also have with me Static. Go ahead.
Warriors, samurais, legends, angels, demons, mortals, and security. What's good? It's Charged Up Static, the Sultan of Thunder, and we're here for another episode of the Rapture Podcast. And we have a very, very special guest today, and that is one half of the Brothers of Destruction, a black belt, and as well a part of Dojo Demon Time. Geno, what's good, man? How are you doing?
Spectacular. How are you?
I've seen better days. If you ask me, I've seen better days.
I appreciate the honesty. But hopefully, today we could, just kind of feed off of each other's energy. And that's what it's all about, right? It's about all of us pulling ourselves together and, good or bad times, right?
Right.
Yeah, so go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. You're fine. I was just going to ask you, Ori, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well. I can't complain. I've just been loving God of War, so it was really hard for me to take the time out to stop playing that game and be here. But we're here, and I'm glad to be here.
You're a bit of a sadist.
Yeah, I love the
like
playing. Yeah, because I'm playing on God of War difficulty, the hardest one.
Yeah,
so.
you like it rough. You like it rough.
Yeah, it's I'm getting spread out, but it's okay, man. I'm gonna keep pushing through it. It's still fun,
That's right.
So yeah, tell the people about yourself and your. I can't even call it a ego because I really think that's you. But please tell the people about yourself.
Okay, before I even talk about myself, Dojo, hello, how's it going? I'm glad for everybody who made it. Thank you, and this means a lot to me. And yeah, we'll just go ahead and tell you a little bit about myself. So let's just start with the name. Let's start there. Geno. It is actually my real name. It's my middle name, actually.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It's my middle name. Middle name is Eugene, so Geno is like a paraphrase version of that. So, yeah, so that's where the name comes from. It's actually what I was born with.
Okay.
And correct, it is not a gimmick. It is very much who I am. I can honestly say that to a large extent, I am very much so a demon in many ways in real life, but I do have a heart, and yes, Eugene is. You can look it up. So like you have Charles somehow is the same as Dick. I don't know how that works, but
I thought it was Richard.
Richard, yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
So Chuck is Charles, right?
Yeah. That makes no sense, but whatever.
Right. That still doesn't make sense. Either way you put it.
Yeah, Bill and William. Yeah, that's so stupid. That's absolutely stupid, but whatever.
Right. So yeah, that's where the name comes from. I been here pretty much since. Well, I got into the dojo around the height of the F&B wholesome and all that stuff. Wholesome training, and we did the retro alerts yesterday, which was awesome. And hearing those alerts kind of brought back those some of those memories. And I'm just in awe of where we started from, where we started and where we're at now. And just remember, like, when was the first time? When did I like completely gave myself into the darkness? I started thinking about that. I was like, wow. And it was just one day. One day I came to the dojo. I didn't know what the hell was going on. Like it was no more wholesome training. There was no more F&B. I had no idea what was going on. And then I hear CJ, he's up there, he's talking about, some things are different, right? Like there's angels, there's demons, right? And I'm like, I'm lost. I'm like, what the hell is happening? Like, it completely flipped, right? And then I had to make an ultimatum. And from nowhere, I got smitten by an angel for no apparent reason. I won't say. If you want to know, I'll tell you. I don't have to. I'm not a snitch. But if you want to know, I can tell you.
Yeah, go ahead and tell us. It's
I
fine.
would personally like to know.
So this angel was Ins. He was an angel.
Wow. Okay.
Ins.
Yes. I was smitten for no apparent reason. I was like, okay, well, I I have made my decision, and I've been a demon ever since.
Honestly, I'm not surprised. Again, like that's just you. So you've never thought about changing or being on another team or another faction, I should say.
You know what? I'll be very honest with you. There's only one faction that I've thought about. Only one. And that faction happens to be the Immortals. It's the only faction I've ever thought of it. Because I respect the underdog. I myself am an underdog. So yeah, that just to put that out there, I've that's the only faction I've literally thought of switching over. But I just don't see that 100% in me.
Right.
Whereas as a demon, I can fully execute my agenda.
You thrive off the energy, basically. There.
Wait. Can you please just take a step back and tell us what your agenda is? I don't know why you just said that. I just need. Yeah.
All right. Well, let's you asked the question. I'll go ahead and answer that now. My agenda is unadulterated, unbridled, no holds barred, anarchy.
Okay,
I don't believe anybody should be held down.
All right.
To rules, doctrine, or regulation. I believe you should be able to live your life the way you deem fit.
Okay, but since you're like in a group, y'all don't have any rules, like you just.
What I like about being a demon is everybody as an individual contributes to the group. It's truly as a family. Nobody is putting pressure on anybody to do anything or be anything other than who they are. Especially I would say especially with the current demons. I can honestly say that every last one of them, I am proud of them as a family as a whole, and everybody truly cares about everybody. You know, in the rapture and beyond, physically, mentally, spiritually, all of that. Everybody, you know, you can always go to the dinner table, and there's somebody there to push you forward. With doesn't matter whatever you know, with any aspect of your life. So that and myself became a leader, you know, essentially in a sense. And I use that term lightly. To some. that I'm honored to take that that role, that responsibility. It's a responsibility to me. So yeah, that's where I belong. That's where I truly belong, and it's what I resonate with as a human being, as a demon, and yeah, that's pretty much where I stand with that.
Yeah, you guys got a interesting lore to say the least, and a part of that is a sub faction that you have. Again, we called you one half of the Brothers of Destruction. So can you talk to us a bit about that as well?
No.
Oh,
No. Listen. I'm not gonna allow you. No, all due respect. I'm not gonna allow you to call my relationship with Night Screen.
Oh, y'all are in a relationship. I'm sorry. I apologize. I didn't know you guys were official.
That's what it is.
Okay, got you.
That's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's not a sub faction. Okay.
Yeah.
We that is a brotherhood, and it we, like I said, we are, as demons, we are a family, but the Brothers of Destruction is not affection. It is synchronization. Sometimes there are people in your life that you just click with naturally, organically, right? I don't bother planning things. I just do things. That's how Scream moves. And when it comes time for us to make shit happen, it just flows. It is a movement, not a faction. It's an energy.
Got you. So, okay. Will we ever be seeing you guys again, or it's just we'll just have to wait and see type of thing?
Very easy answer. Both of us are in a different season of life. It's very different than the I would say the birth of the Rapture, right?
Right.
Scream is on a pilgrimage. He is training. He has become. He's felt like he's needed to do a journey to complete himself. At one point, he became security, and he just wanted to extend himself, see if there's more to him than meets the eye. And I was like, yeah, of course there is. There's a lot to him. There's a lot to Scream, and he's not to be underestimated. And then after that, came back and he said that he has to harness, truly master himself as a warrior of three swords. So that's what's happening with him right now. And he's going to pass that down to his family, specifically his son. So that's where he's at right now in his life. I myself am a vampire, right? So right now, I'm a season in my life where I have to lay in my coffin. I can't hang upside down, staring at the moon as often as I like, But I'm in a stage of hibernation, rejuvenation, so that I can come into a new generation invigorated, more powerful than I was before. And that's the stage I am in my life, right? I have demons, eyes and ears in places that you wouldn't believe. And that I won't expand on. It's none of your business. So,
all right, thank you.
So you're
So
hibernating for college.
you
Okay.
basically just went on a complete tangent just to tell us, not right now. We don't know. We are both doing separate things right now. I got you.
Hey, man,
thank you for that. That was really great.
beautiful.
It was really beautiful. It was a great monologue, but I don't. Yeah, it was very beautiful. But short answer is you guys are both doing something separate, and hopefully a time will come where you guys both align again. And we all as the Rapture are welcoming and waiting for that time. All right, and
That's question. I was into the lore. I was like, okay, so
he was going crazy. Like he was going really. I liked it. Holy shit, you know.
Hey, man,
yeah.
All right.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, you are also a black belt, and we just want to know, were you approached to being a black belt? How did you become a black belt? Is what I'll say.
well, first I want to say it's an honor to be a black belt. It's not easy. And I personally have room for improvement. So first I want to give a shout out to the black belts. It's incredible what we've done, what they have done as a whole, and building the Rapture, because literally it came from nothing. It literally came from nothing. But it came from, I won't say nothing, but we had nothing to start with, and some powerful minds did some inspiring things and build something that is something never done before. And then in many ways it inspired me, because it just reaffirmed that there really is no limitation unless you put those limitations on yourself. Just because you've never done something before does not mean you cannot make it happen. It may take time. It may take learning. You may lose sleep, and it may be painful. The thing that pushes us forward is once again lifting each other up and getting us through, and that's the bottom line. So shout out to them. So I was approached to be a black belt. I was streaming at the time, and I was approached by Puglia, and she said she'd like to speak with me after I was done doing my stream. So after I was like, yeah, sure. I cut the stream off, and it seemed like something serious. So Puglia had a talk with me and said that she felt that I truly cared about the Rapture and the community, and she felt that she said we would like to have saying the other black belts would like to have me on board. And I thought about it, and I was dumbfounded. It's like it was like I wasn't expecting that of anything. Trying to hold myself in, because when I talk about Puglia, it's a lot of but it just meant a lot to me that she believed in me to even approach me, like just to do it. And I said, yeah, of course I'll do it. I'll make as much time as I can. Um, admittedly, not the most flexible with my time, but I will do my part to elevate this community and push us to that next level, because this is unlike any community. There's a limitless potential. We've proved that time and time again. I've never seen anything like this before. So um, that was the pitch, and so she threw me in. Threw me into I don't even remember what it was called at the time. Basically, the content corner, and spoke with everybody. It was the black belt shit, actually. I just spoke with everybody about it, and I said, "Yeah, I'm here to help in any way that I can."
That's
Yeah.
good, man. That's good. I feel like I understand with Pugli. I feel that Pugli probably saw the good in you and saw the potential in you to, help the Rapture grow and achieve where it is now. And she saw that in you. She made the right choice. And I feel you're doing amazing, Geno, in any way possible. As long as the rest of the black belts, y'all are doing a kick-ass job, I would say.
I appreciate it. Like I said, they inspire me. There's things that they remind me that there's no limitation. There really is no limitation. That's actually, you know, that's tatted on my body in Chinese, but that, it's one thing to say things, right? But they live by that. They really do, and they inspire me. We inspire each other in many ways, but I really respect the black belts, and um, they man, they put a lot. They put sweat and tears in there, and you see what happens, man. Magic happens, man. It's awesome to see.
It's amazing. More with you being a black belt. Can you share with us just some of your responsibilities of keeping the Rapture functioning?
Well, earlier, it was my responsibilities. We had shifts in the beginning, especially when things were not so automated. So it was like keeping track of abilities, making moves actually affect people. Like all of that was manually done. The chat is going off, alerts are going off, and like it, and on top of that, uh, there were newer and newer aspects of the game being implemented, making it more complex. But that's how a game's supposed to be. It's supposed to evolve, right? Um, so yeah, it was extremely challenging, especially in the beginning of it. So like I said, in the beginning, it was the responsibilities were kind of shifted around. So there would be points where someone would be in charge of keeping track of someone who's getting knocked out, right? Make sure that if a certain bus or debus were happening, so there's somebody in charge of that. And then there was someone in charge of making sure that the XP was actually XPing, you know what I'm saying? So, and then we threw in Mojimon. And now that's another thing, so someone's in charge of Mojimon and making sure that the Mojimon are grown correctly. So it's just, as the game expanded, the responsibilities grew bigger. So in the beginning, like, it was just everybody shared the same responsibilities. Also, as a black belt, um, huge part of the creative side of things. I did a lot of the I did it well. A few of the I won't say a lot. A few of the move sets that were created. Some of the classes that were introduced. especially towards the I want to say like towards the middle, like I want to say like around chapter 7, 8, 9, and so forth. A lot of the newer classes that were implemented, did my part in creating some of the moves and stuff like that. So like just the creative process of everything. Yeah, man, like it's everybody pulls their share, and I want to say now it's a little different. I would say between Jewel and Bird, they are like the ITs because now everything's automated. So now you need someone who is amazing at coding. There's a lot of coding that's going on. So I would say between those two guys, who learned, by the way, on their own, and pulled as much resources as they could. Like I'm saying, I'm telling you, that's what I was saying. That's what I'm saying. So
I hate coding.
So they're kind of like the ITs, right? They make sure that that the game is running correctly. There needs to be a patch, and then I would say between Toe and I want to give a shout out to E-Man, who's really he put himself out there, took the challenge, right? He said he want to do it. He wants to do his part to make the Rapture, make everything work, be that liaison between the black belts and the dojo, and to make sure that communication is happening and taking the feedback. He came in when that was really needed. Some of the, be honest with you, like some of the black belts, and including myself, kind of had some life altering things happening, and he came at a perfect time to make sure that everything went smooth. So I want to give a shout out to E-Man for all of his hard work. And so yeah.
Hell yeah, bruh. Sorry.
Oh, shit, bro. So yeah, man. So as a black belt, what I am doing is just keeping myself in the creative process of things. If there needs to be some new concepts implemented, I make myself available for that. But that's pretty much where I'm at. I'm a lot more limited than I was especially in the first iteration. But yeah, that's basically my responsibilities right now. Yeah, so
yeah.
That's a lot of responsibilities, man.
Yeah, and so like we all know that you're restricted because you've been working on other things for the dojo. And we can go ahead and talk about that a little bit as well. Static, if you want to talk about it.
Yes. So what Orion mentioned before, you are working on an entirely different thing for the Rapture, which is Dojo Genesis. So we're just going to ask here, what was the origin of the idea of Dojo Genesis?
All right. So to be honest with you, it always starts as a joke, man. Like it wouldn't be crazy if we had like a game, right? One of those conversations happened, and Turts actually said, "Well, I've messed around with RPG Maker, and I think we could maybe use this program." And so that's kind of where it started. Turts kind of just initiated it by showing this program, and I said, "Oh yeah, I've had experience with using this program, an older iteration, so I definitely want to do it." And I hopped on board with that, and also it's just to see, because the Rapture itself is a game, right? It's a game of war, right? But it's it's the same aspects, right? You're leveling up, you're farming, and it's legitimately a game. So like imagine putting this this community, our stories, the lore that we build in a game, so that it's in the palm of other people's hands. And like, where does this come from? And then when they find out about the dojo and where the whole, I'm telling you, like a lot of people will be like, like, well, holy shit. That's the origin of it is unheard of. Like it's nothing. There's nothing like this. So that was that's part of the inspiration of it. Another thing that got me personally into it was honestly there's a deep-seated regret that I had that I've buried inside of myself years ago. My original dream was to be a game designer. As soon as I got out of high school, I went to American Intercontinental University in Southern California, and I pursued their degree in visual communications. So that's just a fancy way of saying graphic design. And they said that later on they were going to expand into video games. So this is basically like their art school, and that's what I did. And my regret was not finishing, and it still is my regret. I wish that I was able to push through college and just get that done. There was just a lot of things going on, and I allowed them to derail me. And I'll be transparent. Basically, my uncle, who I love, he was amazing. It's just one of those chapters in our lives where my family was not getting along. My uncle was a Crip. My brother is a Blood. So there was that whole conflict, and there's one day at home, my brother and uncle were basically trying to kill each other, and my mother got caught up in between that situation, and it was just a bunch of stuff going on. My mom got involved in that situation. Now they're fighting. It's like a battle royale. It's like my mom fight, the way she fights, she throws chairs around, it's like legitimately WWF in there, and it was just a lot of stuff going on. So yeah, like those things derailed me. It was emotional baggage, and it was also just trying to balance that and work and go to school and try to, it was just too much. I couldn't do it. I could not focus. If I were the guy I am now, I could have pushed through that. So that's part of the motivation that I have to get this game is that regret of not pushing through and following through with my dreams. That this is something I'm going to follow through, not only for myself, but from my love for the dojo, and putting is making the impossible possible. Like I said with the black belts, what they did with the Rapture, inspiring, and in the same way, I want to do that with Dojo Genesis. It has to happen, before I die. It's like that.
Man, me personally, and I'm sure the people that are watching or listening, I should say, as well as Stack, can say that we do appreciate you for being vulnerable and being so open with us, and just sharing your story, regardless of it's with the Rapture or your personal life. That's really dope to see, and hear from someone that does so much for a community, which you really don't have to. So we do appreciate that from top to bottom. And so yeah. So again, who's on the team for Dojo Genesis, just for the people that don't know?
All right, so before I even go to that, just shortly, the Dojo Genesis was talked about in I want to say the end of 2021, like around September, November, around that time. And it was one of those things where it got stuck. And around March, around March, Blitz brought up an idea. I don't know, just ran a conversation. He said, "Man, it'd be dope if we had a video game." And I guess this was like, it was like a godsend, because March of this year, basically, Blitz coming on board ignited it, reignited, I should say. Not to say that the game wasn't going to be made. It was basically there's just a lot of things happening. There was the huge changes going on with the Rapture. It was all hands. This is when everybody was learning a new mechanic, a new bot. This is around a time when CJ moved and he had issues with his computer, and he was trying to fix it. It was just a bunch of crazy stuff, and then it's just a crazy, like, everybody's computers are breaking. It was just madness, right? There's a lot of things, man. There's a lot of things going on. But when the smoke cleared, like an angel, I'll be honest with you, man. Like Blitz came at the right time, and yeah, man. It was just around March. He said, "Hey, man, let's do this." And so CJ told Blitz, "Hey, man, I know that Geno was working with some other guys on the game, and let's if you want to do it, let's go ahead and do it." So the team is pretty much leading it right now, between me and Blitz, and Turts now is he things going on in his life. He's been able to hop back on board. So it's Turts, along with we've recently acquired Hoops, and we have Jasmine Netta, and I'm gonna put this out there, but I'm excited about it. Someone by the name of Jasmine is interested in working on the game. She expressed interest in game design. So that I'm going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it. I just wanted to put that out there. No pressure. But
I don't know. That sounds like a pressure to me. I
don't know. But no. It's all love, though. No, just the interest in game design, and I feel like this, yeah, like give it a shot. Don't be afraid to fail, and that's my message to anybody. Give it a shot. Don't be afraid of failure. As part of learning, as part of growing, right? That makes you better. So a lot of times, the best lessons are the harder lessons, right? So, and I respect Jasmine for just being interested in this, and yeah, that's something I've always wanted to do. I was like, well, CJ said that, hey, wait, man, we make a Dojo Genesis, man. Maybe that's and so I went ahead and reached out to Jasmine, and I personally have full confidence in Jasmine, just knowing Jasmine's work ethic in the dojo. Right? I was like, that was a no-brainer. I jumped on the opportunity. So.
All right, and so with you, do you guys have roles, or is it like when you were beginning out as a black belt, where you guys just like rotate whatever you guys do?
This is a little different. it didn't start off like it was with the first iteration of the Rapture, where everybody kind of shared responsibilities. It's a lot more. Everybody has a role.
Gotcha.
Just to get to that point. So the directors, and there's different types of directors. So I am the director of. I'm the writer editor. So I'm primarily in charge of writing the story. That's my main thing. Blitz, he's the director of game design. He's the one who's that's his main thing. He's developing the worlds and all that. And Turts is also director. And then with that, we kind of assist each other. So like I'm like, the feedback for the game design, or Turts is the feedback for the writing, right? So we kind of just bounce off each other, but we do have a responsibility that we helm at. And then Jasmine Netta is recently come on board as one of our 3D animators. So she's working really hard at that. So yeah, man, like everybody does have a specific role.
Mhm. Go ahead.
Now, with those roles, what is the creative process looking like with developing the game? Have you guys run into any challenges?
A lot of challenges, man. I don't even know where to begin. There's a lot more to. We know the things that we know and expected, but there's things that we didn't know, right? For example, one of our biggest challenges is getting getting like a model artist, because you're going to need a model artist in order to to facilitate the 3D animator, right? Make sure they get all the details correctly, right? So that was one of our challenges, is getting that. And then there's sometimes creative differences, which is that's going to happen. There's creative differences. And that's good though. You want people to challenge you. There's sometimes creative differences where once one person has an idea, the other person sees it a different way. So there's debates going on with that. But what's beautiful about that is we always come to that fine medium where, at the end of the day, we want what works best. Sometimes we'll take a majority rules approach to things, and we just go for it, right? Sometimes ideas that I come up with, they get shot down. Sometimes ideas Blitz comes up with, they get shot down. Sometimes ideas Turks comes up with, it gets shot down. Sometimes ideas Hoops comes up with, and also Hoops is on board. He's kind of working. He's kind of like my right hand man as far as like giving me even more inspiration for the story, because Hoops has been around forever, right? He's been here, like he's an OG and a vital component to telling the story correctly. This is respectively, this is CJ's story, but told in a way that it relates to the Rapture. And this is also everybody else's story. Especially those who made an impact on the community. I want to make sure that those stories are really told as well. And that's why it was important that we take a tour. We done a tour like about a week ago. Wanted to absorb the energy from everybody. Like I want to feel what it's like to be around angels, what it's like to be at the mortal temple, right? Just kind of get all of that, right? Because that's how the authenticity happens. So that's part of the creative process. It's not only just being in the dojo, playing the game in the Rapture, but there's these sub worlds, right, that was also created, and I realized that it's a great opportunity for us to, as writers, to absorb that, right? And shout out to Blitz, because he kind of spawned that idea. Like, man, yeah, he's like, I want to see what it's like to go to hell, right? That sounds wild, right?
That
Alright,
sounds crazy.
Me personally, I don't think I could do that, but go ahead, man. Okay.
So I was like, well, okay. And that made sense. Like, it's a great opportunity to do a tour. I think this would be great, man, just to hear everybody talk about their story in the Rapture and everything like that. So yeah.
That's just again, just want to first say congratulations to you guys for getting as far as you've gotten, and I'm sure that you guys will continue to strive and prosper toward this goal that is this game. We want to appreciate y'all for putting in so much time and effort to something, again, that you guys are doing out of your own volition. Like, it's just crazy to see how much drive and passion that you guys have for something like this, a project and a community that is just so tight knit, to say the least. And so we've talked about the challenges that has come with it. So let's talk about the joys of this, the creation or the genesis of Genesis. I like that as a bar. Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, man. So weaving the story, it's been one of the biggest joys for me. Getting back in touch with the creative side that I buried a long time ago. That's one of the biggest things. Like, I never thought about game development ever since that situation back in LA, where I'm from. And there's a bunch of other things, man. Like, there's at one point I was an artist. I used to draw, and that's just talent that I buried. I just say, you know what, I threw in the towel. Let's keep it a buck with you. Like, so this brought is resurrected that in me. So I find joy in that, and the working with Blitz is fun. It's really fun. He's like a big kid, and child at heart, right? Like he's he like, just being around his energy, he gets you hyped, So that's another thing, man. It's a joy to work with everybody, and seeing the as we're developing the game, seeing the worlds that we imagine pieced together, and then like when we did the trailer a few months back, that was just it was just life jumping out of the screen. And it's like, this is really happening, that's that's it's so much joy, and I look forward to the further development of the game, and seeing it develop into its full maturity. The game has evolved. It originally started off as a 2D RPG, 2D sprites, right? And it looked incredible. But then y'all saw that now the world opened up. It's now 3-dimensional. Like, we went from 2D designing to 3D. So it's just like, just seeing our growth and everything. It's been incredible.
Getting to those milestones, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so I'll just one last question about Genesis, and then we'll wrap this up. Where do you think ballpark number would you say completion y'all are what percentage would you say?
I would say about 20%. There's a lot more to do. That's
Okay.
just me. That's just me being honest. 20% is where we're at.
That's
And you never know. Like I also feel like there's going to be a time. I spoke with the other guys about this. There's going to be a moment where we really hit our stride in the whole creative process, and it's just going to be boom. It's going to be made. This is still the infancy, right? And this is like we're also using a new engine and everything. So there's that, and it's also more people getting involved. And once the pieces fall together, the development is going to it's going to accelerate. But as of right now, we're at a really good 20%, and I'm proud of where we got so far.
20% is a good number. As Orion said before, yeah, that was the last question for that we didn't want to drive you down with too much Dojo Genesis questions because I know you guys have your own things you want to share, so we didn't want to pick at all the things that are happening. I'm pretty sure you got some surprises in store for us. And we just want to say, man, just thank you for putting your time into the Rapture, into Dojo Genesis as a black belt, just everything you do here in this community. If it hasn't been said to you, we see you. We see you, and you're doing amazing, Geno. Doing amazing.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Oh, I have one great question I think everybody would appreciate that's here listening right now. And again, if you don't know, we do put these podcasts up on YouTube. I'll have the link put down below or whatever for you guys. You have a fan favorite intro, as you know. Can you tell us like the genesis of that?
All right. The genesis of my intro. So the song, it was chosen because should I be saying this? Yeah, sure. Fuck it. Why not? Okay, so 2000. This was 2009. I was in Guam.
Ah, another Guam boy. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, I was in Guam, 2009, and I was at this amazing strip club. And they had a variety of.
What's the name of it?
What's the name of it? It was called Foxy.
Ah,
Yeah,
that's hot.
it's called Foxy's. It was at the very end of the island, and they had a wide selection of women of all creed and ethnicities. And what I liked about it, this is one of those strip clubs that it lets you look and touch. So I decided,
Okay, yeah.
I was going to be a part of the show instead of someone who's watching. Or anyway, I walked up to the DJ and I said, "I'm going to be performing tonight, and I want you to play. I want you to play Genuine Pony." He's like, "Oh, got you. All right." So I get on stage, and then they brought out one stripper, and I chose her. I chose her specifically because she had this, she was Chamoran, and she had this Holly Berry Catwoman style hair. I was like, "Yeah, you come on down right here, right now. It's time to put on the show." And they hit the music, right? And we did some amazing work together. She did some amazing work together. She got on the pole, and I got beneath the pole, and she slid down the pole, glazed the pole with her nether regions, and then she proceeded to snail me down as the music played. And yeah, it was wonderful. And so yeah, like that song, I feel like it was appropriate that
Got you. I think that's a good wording. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I felt it was appropriate, and then I decided to do my own rendition of it. So I started singing, and changing the lyrics so that it made sense for the Rapture. My to bring on discord and despair to all angel kind, and so yeah, that's the whole thing. That's where the song of choice, it was because of that whole situation. I used it as an intro before, and then I really embodied it, incorporated into the Rapture. I incorporated into the Rapture by changing the lyrics, and all that stuff. Yeah, that's the reason why it's my thing.
Wow. What an incredible story.
That was great.
Now I can picture in my head you coming up from the realms.
All right, why are you stop? Please stop. All right. Thank you. All right, guys. Wow, I've actually never been to a strip club, so we should do that sometime soon. That'd be hilarious. But yeah, again, we appreciate you for your time and coming on to the podcast to speak to us about your Creamin' and Demon. So thank you.
Oh, thank you, Dojo. I am honored to be on the podcast, and thank you once again for your time. And I'm just honored. It means a lot to me.
Yeah. So just a few recap. God bless America and all the people in it.
Recaps.
Yeah, a few recaps. Somebody did get crapped on in a recent Rapture chapter. His name is Sensei CJ. He's in a pack now. Him and his little worm, as the people like to call him, they're packed up. I'm sorry. We appreciate you for stopping by, but you're just not good enough. I'm sorry. Bring on to the next contestant. You can't, like, we get together and we do some great things. That's all I can say. We ready for the next stepping stone, I guess you could say, because we just walk all over whoever you bring to the dojo. But yeah, Warrior Month. We're having a lot of fun. I think that's really all we had to talk about today. So you can go ahead and end us out, Stat Man.
All right. Once again, everybody, thank you so much for listening to the Rapture Podcast. This is the third episode, and I've really been enjoying myself. Quick announcement, real quick. As of now, we will be going on Thanksgiving break. We would like you guys to enjoy your families, friends, whatever you guys would like to do, and we're aiming for the next episode to be December 4th. So that's what we're gonna do.
All right. I'm going to try to get this podcast up later on tonight. I'll try to shoot for 11 o'clock. I have some other things that I need to do ahead of time, but yeah, that's it. Again, we appreciate everybody that comes in and listens live, as well as anybody that watches this on their own time on YouTube. Again, thank you, Geno, Stat. We appreciate you for doing this with me. I'm not gonna go play God of War, okay? All right, calm down. All right, I do have other things in my life. Thank you.
Just about to go play Sonic Frontiers. That's what you're about to go for.
No, stop. All right, okay. Can I live my life? Okay,
Yeah,
how about?
that's fine.
Okay,
I'm just
okay.
joking.
I'm just saying, let you guys are on my dick, man. All right, but that's it. We appreciate you guys, and you guys have blessed and wonderful days, like the blessed and wonderful people that you are.